Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today I'm sharing with you a quick video of a project that I made for the Tag It Tuesday Facebook group. This is a group that has a monthly challenge run by my friend Sherry Whitfield, and I used to do these all the time, and then we added a tag challenge to pick a stick challenge, and I just had too many challenges to do them anymore. But now that we have closed pick a stick challenge, I have the opportunity to do these tags again. So I decided to do it for January 2020. The first step was make polka dots, and so I got some Dilutions paints. I need to use these up. They actually, I saw for the new year 2020, they've changed the packaging for Dilutions paints into a little squeeze tube, a 1 ounce squeeze tube, which I think is smart. These open containers, the paints dry out too fast, and I've had to throw a lot of them away. So I think that's a good improvement by Ranger and Diane Reevely, and the whole Dilutions line is smart to do that. So I'm finger painting. I've put some Art Guard cream on my hands first so that no chemicals soak into my skin, seals up your skin. And then I am finger painting some polka dots in different colors, bright colors. I'm ready for spring. I know there's like something like 60 days left until spring, but wow, I wish it would show up already. It's been unseasonably cold here and I don't like it. So another one of the steps was to use your least favorite color. And for those of you who follow along my channel, you know I don't like brown very much. So I went ahead and used this chocolate brown color from Dilutions. I put it kind of in the background, and then I also used the inside of a tape roll to kind of make some round shaped marks as well in the brown paint, kind of trying to make it my neutral base layer. I did start with a craft colored tag, which is a little bit smaller than the tags I normally use. This isn't like a a manila shipping tag like I normally use. This is one that somebody sent me in Happy Mail probably a long time ago. And it's a little bit shorter and a little bit fatter, but still a tag. I also used a different, I think it was a medicine bottle, to make some white circle marks and to make some white splatters with white acrylic paint. So the next step is, well, they don't have to be in order. She's got 4 prompts, and you're supposed to use 2 of them, or as many as you want, but at least 2, and they don't have to be in order. So the next one that I decided to do was collage with napkins. So I'm looking through my napkin stash, which is extensive, to see if I can find any napkins that go with this tag. That was probably the biggest challenge on this entire tag, was to figure out something that would go with the tag, because it's pretty wild on its own. But I wanted to do all the steps. I'm an old pro at doing prompt challenges, and I just didn't think it was right not to do them all. So I had a couple different napkins I thought might work. I was considering this heart shape. I would have changed that light pink to bright pink if I would have used it, but I decided, nah, it doesn't do anything for me. So I decided to use this really cute cactus napkin that someone sent me. Super cute. You know, I like cactuses. I live in Tucson, Arizona, where we have a lot of cactuses. I draw cactuses. I paint cactuses. I think they're awesome. So I'm separating the ply on that one, and I'm going to use some of these little cute cactuses on my tag to collage. So I'm removing them from the napkin using a water brush, but I want to have more than just 2. So I think, okay, I'm going to add this little yellow one as well. And I thought, oh, well, I'll add this little pink one. You know how that goes. So I basically took the napkins and completely rearranged the arrangement of them all. And I was ready. I thought 4 cactuses would be good, kind of arranged in a way that they're not all in a straight line. I don't like things in a straight line. And I had a piece of tag board that I was going to collage them onto. I wanted to collage them onto something white, because if I just put them right on that tag, they would not show up, because the napkin is translucent, the dark color of the tag, which has a lot of dark brown on it, would be shining through and they would just get lost. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna put them on this tag board, and then maybe I will make it dimensional by putting it on some foam tape and let it stand out from the card. But I ended up changing my mind on that and deciding not to do it after all. So I just took this excess paper from my printed out Tag It Tuesday challenge, just plain white paper, and I'm going to collage them onto that. So I get all my little cute napkin pieces, which I had to trim a few of them. It's not easy to cut out napkins. It's much easier to tear out napkins and collage them, but I wanted to do this, like, rearrangement. So then as I was collaging them onto the paper, my brush was too wet because it had been soaking in the water and I didn't get it dry enough, and I tore the napkin. This is so easy to do. I was using napkin collage glue, but it was just too wet with that wet brush that I pulled out of the water and tried to dry off. That wasn't a good move. So I had to get a different bunch of napkin pieces and kind of fix what I had done. So I actually ended up with 5 little pots of cactus, which I like better. 5 is a better number anyway because it's an odd number, which looks more pleasing to the eye. And I also ended up with this little bird, which I thought was super cute, which I didn't even notice at first on the napkin. So I was happy with the new layout. I got that collaged onto my plain printer paper. And then I thought, okay, it needs more defined lines because this background is so wild. It's not gonna stand out from the background. I mean, how am I going to fix that? So I decided at first to use a brown Posca pen because this whole thing with the brown background, I thought brown. So this is a medium tip Posca pen. I drew around the cactuses in a sketchy sort of way, cut it out, and then collaged it onto the tag using a thicker collage material. This is a Liquitex matte gel medium, which is my favorite sort of medium for collaging things to things. It's not as wet, it's thicker, and it works better, except for in the case of napkins, which are so thin and delicate that they are hard to put on with this thicker medium. That's how come I use the collage medium from Decoart. That's specifically for napkins and serviettes. So then I give that thing a big dry. I'm like, okay, it's still not standing out from the background enough. So I decide to use my fine tip black Posca pen and my fine tip white Posca pen to do what I do often, which is to add sketchy lines, not completely drawing a straight line around everything, but going quickly, making it sketchy, making it just the style that I prefer. I don't know, is it my style? I don't know, I just prefer it. So doing that with the black, and then I'll come back in with the white and add highlights. And that really does make a difference. It makes it stand out from the background, makes it visible on the tag. So that's just kind of the stuff I like to do. I also needed to make lines at the bottom for some place for the pots to sit. They don't just float in air unless they're in space. They don't float. So it always bothers me when things don't have a ground. So I went ahead and put some lines down there. Here I am adding the white highlights. I hope you're enjoying this video, and if you are, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or question below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notification bell so you know when there's a new video. And you can share this on Pinterest or on Facebook. You can come and join the Tag It Tuesday Facebook group. Of course, Sherry will have to approve you, but I'll put a link to the group below the video. If you click on that little thing that points downward, that looks like a little triangle pointing downward, that's the show more, and you will see links down there for all the products that I used as well as the group that I am using the prompts from. So another prompt was to add squares, which seems a little weird when you have polka dots. So I just decided to add a square-shaped brad. A brad is a thing that you open up the metal wings on the back, and it's sometimes called a paper fastener. And I knew that I had some square ones that would be the right color. So I added the brad, and then I had some little pieces of embroidery thread or something like that. I think it's embroidery thread. I don't know. Anyway, somebody sent them to me, a little Ziploc with little pieces of it. And I just found some ones that matched the colors, and then I tucked them under the brad and pulled them tight and pressed the brad down again, so they're not actually tied on anything. They're just laying there, which makes them look kind of cool. It kind of makes them look like stripes. You'll see in the close-ups that are coming up soon. Then I glued the tag to a backing cardstock, which is just white. The tag was thin paper and it needed some thickening up because it was just floppy. And also it covers up the mess that I made on the back, which is there's always a mess on the back. And then I just touched up with a little bit more highlights and I was done. I did add a word destination, which I think Tucson is a destination. You should come and see the fun cactuses that we have. So that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.